Hey guys, I'm back with another process video, and I am really excited because this is an idea that I've had for quite a while, and I finally decided to attempt to execute it. And I don't know if I'm that happy about the end result, but it was fun. It's always fun to play out an idea you have. So I'm starting with flea market, which is definitely one of my all-time favorite lines. I am obsessed with this line. So I took some various pieces, and I think that wood one right there might be from Maggie Holmes' first collection, but the papers I am using are actually out of a hot buy um, from Michael's, and I got them, for $5. I know that they were going for 20, but I just thought that was ridiculous, so I wasn't doing that. So I picked out four papers that I liked, and I cut various circles, the sizes from largest to small that are right next to each other. I'm sorry, I don't know the word for that. It's pretty early. I just woke up, so this video might be a little, Anyways, and I just cut those out, and I am laid them on some Dear Lizzie ruffle paper, which I love. I have a whole stack of that stuff, and that is a product I do hoard. So, this is my photo, and it is 4 by 4, and I just matted it on some of that I Love You paper, which is from her new line, I believe, Maggie Holmes' new line. And I placed it in such a way that I wanted that piece right there, the pink piece that looks like it might have a piece of tape over it, um, to kind of overlap the picture, but I also wanted it to look matted on the rest of the paper, if that makes sense. So I just placed it on the paper how I wanted it, cut around it, um, cut around that I love you part, and then I used my craft knife to, um, you know, cut a slit in the bottom part of it so that it would actually lay over my picture. Um, and I like the way that looks, so I'm going to attach the picture to that, and that is going to live down there in that bottom left corner. So, yeah. When I originally had this idea, I didn't plan on using the ruffle paper, but I was going to use craft. But when I pulled out the craft, it was kind of just not working for me, and so I started going through my drawer I have next to my desk with um, specialty papers and newer papers that I purchased and stuff. And my ruffle paper is all the way at the bottom. And so I'm like, let's do it. Let's do this. So then I wanted to add some definition to those circles. So I went to my Distress ink and I pulled out um, colors that coordinated with each set of circles. And I'm going to distress each set with their own colors. So that green color is Evergreen Bow. That blue color is Faded Jeans. I use tea dye for the wood plank background, and then peacock feather. Sorry, not peacock feathers. Picked raspberry for the pink. And then I also decided to go around that picture right there with some tea dye. So now I'm going to use my Tombow Mono Multi to glue all these circles down, simply because I can't find my Scotch Quick Dry. I think it fell behind my desk, and I have a lot of stuff under my desk, and I've just been too lazy to look behind there. It's just too much work. So I've been using this Tombow Mono Multi, which is good glue, but I have a hard time squeezing out of that bottle. So I'm just going to use that to put all of these down, and I'm trying to really make sure that they are where I want them, because this is, not going to be a removable situation. So, yeah, trying to just make sure they're where I want them to be. So I'm just going to cut off the extra here, and that was just a piece of chipboard that they put in that package with that ruffle paper to I guess, keep it sturdy. It's pretty sturdy, but extra sturdiness, I guess. So now I am going to fussy cut one of these cameras out, and I'm going to use this yellow one, And I'm sorry I didn't cut this out because it's no fun watching someone fussy cut. And I'm not an exceptional fussy cutter, especially around corners. I have a really hard time with corners. I don't know what my problem is. Bad eye-hand coordination, I guess. So I'm just pulling out my foam tape because I know I'm going to want to pop that picture up, and I'm just, setting that there for now. That is actually where it's going to go, but I don't know that yet. So now I pull out this sheet, and this is just one of the cut apart sheets from Flea Market, and it has a lot less on it, obviously, because these are 8.5 by 11. I do have the 12 by 12 paper stack, the 6 by 6 paper stack, and most of the embellishments that go with this line. But I wanted to use this 8.5 by 11 stack, and I don't mind cutting that into them and hacking into them, because for one the pack was $5, and for two I have the larger papers in this size, so it doesn't really bother me. And they're good papers. They are the regular weight of a regular 12 by 12. I would say a single sheet that you would buy, the double-sided sheets. So it's a good quality of paper, and they're just fun to use. I don't know. I just definitely have a much easier time cutting them up, which I know on my last video there were a couple comments about, they people being afraid to cut their paper up, and I understand that totally because I was like that at once, and now I just hack into them. I don't even care anymore. Some I do. I'll keep it real. Some I do, but for the most part, I'm just hacking into stuff. So that is my 12 by 12, and you can see it's very well broken into. The cover isn't even on it, and there's scraps, and I just really love this line. So I'm just looking through a couple of the, papers in there that aren't in the 8.5 by 11, and I pull out that tag, which is like a dark, inky-ish blue. Um, it's like a distressed navy, I guess you could call it. And that kind of brings in that color that is with the flower circles up there, the floral circles. And then I also cut out that music sheet strip off of a cut apart and fishtail the end of it, excuse me, and add it to that cluster down there. So all of these are just really bits and pieces off the cut apart sheets that I'm just layering together. And I really wish, I wasn't thinking at the time, but I really wish I would have at least cut the hole out in that tag, because I'm going to attempt to do it later and I'm not going to be able to. So, boo. But it does kind of bother me because even if I didn't put a string in it, I at least wanted it to have a hole in it, because now it just looks like, a malfunctioning tag. That's the one you would throw away in the package if you got it, because, of like real tags, because like how are you gonna pack anything with it? There's no hole. So I wish I would have, but I didn't. So now I'm going to make the biggest mistake of this layout, and I am going to attempt to sprinkle, not thinking, hello, this is crepe paper, and them splotches are going to spread out and not look very cute. They're going to look like blobs. So I wasn't very happy about that, especially since I pulled out my new gold color shine because my old one didn't drip right and I really wanted nice drips. But I did take my heat gun, and if you saw, I heated it from the bottom up so that those ruffles became, roughed up a bit, and I like that look. It adds a lot of dimension, and it adds a lot of interest. So I like that. That helps me even out my horrible drips. So now my thought is to embellish most of the circles. So I am just pulling out, I pulled out a bunch of embellishments, that I thought I might want to use, and I'm just going through them. So the heart is from the dimensional stickers from Flea Market, and then that pink flower is a sticker just from the sticker sheet from Flea Market. And I love these. Oh my gosh, these are the Mombi chips that are on clearance at Michael's for $2.99, and they're chipboard, which if you're getting to know me, oh, I'm obsessed. It's like my favorite thing. So, and they're gold and silver and glittery, and they say fun things. So I love them. So that arrow is from that sheet, and it's gold and glittery. And then that banner, or that fishtail banner up in the top right that says today in gold glitter is also from that. And that little heart that I placed next to the pink one is from that. And this is going to be just a lot of me fussing about with embellishments and trying to figure out what I want to do. So, um, you know, if you're not into watching the fussing, you can fast forward for quite a while because what most of this is going to be for a minute. So, that little pouch I keep down there is actually just an embossing buddy, and I just use that to take the sticky off the back of things so I can move them about, and it just works better for me than that EK Success tool because mine is broken. It never worked right, ever, ever. I probably broke it, but either way, it's never worked right. Yeah, that chipboard button I pulled out is from the Maggie Holmes Flea Market chipboard sheet, and also that yellow flower that I replaced the pink one with. And then that epoxy butterfly is Heidi Swap. And then that heart, that third heart I placed in that heart cluster is also a Heidi Swap chipboard piece. And as well as that yellow heart I just put down is a Heidi Swap epoxy sticker. So yeah, I'm just looking around and I love this sheet. It has just like a bunch of cute little words on it, that you can cut apart. So I cut blessed out of it and I'm going to fishtail that, and that's going to live up there with the today. And now I went to my Maggie Holmes ephemera. There's also frames and overlays and stuff in that bag. And I'm just gonna dig through here and see if there's anything that I want to put. And these flowers just stuck to everything, so fussing with that. So yeah, so anything that I might want to use, I'm throwing on top of the layout to the right there, and then anything I don't want to use is going up there to the left. I also have the Project Life mini kit for flea market, but I didn't pull it out. I don't know. I just didn't think there was anything in there that I would want to use, so I left that. Now I was happy to find that glow, but because this picture, this is actually a picture of my oldest daughter years ago, when she was about the age of my younger daughter now, and she had went to Las Vegas with her grandma. For one of her cousin's graduations, and this was a picture that they had, picture mailed me on my phone. So the globe is fitting since she was traveling, and so I was happy to find that and use that. And then that banner I cut out, or that arrow type thing, says love this, I think, but it's really, really faint. So, excuse me. So I'm just trying to figure out what I want to layer in that bottom right corner. I don't have a lot of journaling to go with this since I wasn't there, so it'll be pretty small. So here I am with this Tombow glue again, and I'm sticking stuff down. I'm committing. Oh, that sheet right there says something. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. It says something though. Something sweet. Yeah, so I decided to bring that pink flower back in, and I'm gonna layer it under that yellow chipboard piece, and I like that look a lot better. So I struggled with these clusters. I think this is the part that didn't come out quite how I imagined it, but I can live with it for sure. So, um, yeah, it's just kind of, sometimes you have an idea and sometimes they come out the way, you see them in your head, and then sometimes they go a different direction. So I just grabbed some yellow, I think it's yellow, yes, yellow American Crafts like twine, and I'm just stringing that through that chipboard button, and I'm going to pop that up so that it can sit on the chipboard, but it ends up sitting funny, and that is another part of this layout that really bothers me. But well, I guess you can't tell in the video. So, yep, still just putting stuff down, and I'm going to take one of these resin hearts from the Maggie Holmes Flea Market line, and I am going to put that right there with that Love This banner because it's so faint and blends in that adds a bit of color to that little cluster. So, yeah, I'm gonna put this globe down. I love that globe. It's so cute. And I'm gonna put the camera down and now I'm just gonna go through. This is just a ring I have with some, tiny words and label stickers and such on it. So I'm gonna pull out some, and that one, I'm so sorry, I don't even know what those say. Happy. That one says happy, and let's see. I'm gonna use one off of here, and I'm going to use the one that says, what does it say? Oh, you are a cutie, but in like the text shorthand. I don't know if that's what it's called, but you know, whatever. It says the letter U, the letter R, the letter Q, the letter A, and the letter T. So that's what it says. Um, and now I am pulling out my enamel dots, and I am going to try to find some places to put these. So I'm going to put one there. That is my mind's eye one, and another my mind's eye one. I think it says something fun. I don't know what that one says, what that sheet says. I'm sorry, where I just placed the enamel dot. I can't remember what that little word is. So then I pulled out some sequins, and the pink ones were just not a good match for some reason. And so I'm going to use some gold ones and some white ones. And mostly all the sequins I have are Teresa Collins. So all these ones are Teresa Collins. I have a couple Studio Calico, but I'm not using them on here. So speaking of Teresa Collins sequins, have you guys seen her new ones that come out? And they have four in them now. And they have the big wood grain ones, which I'm obsessed with my Studio Calico wood grain ones. So I feel like I need to have those Teresa Collins sequins. So, anyways, that was pretty random. But these are some glitter stickers that I got at Target for like $1, and I actually use them quite a bit. So I'm just picking out different sizes in the gold stars and placing those about. And now I am just looking through the stamps that I keep near my desk to do some stamping in the circles. So, yeah, I'm just looking through them, and these are just a lot of little, stamps that I just keep on my desk to use on layouts if I want to grab something quick. So now I'm just looking through a few buttons that I have, and I pull out this blue one thinking it would be a good match, and bring in a little bit more of that darker blue. Um, it's not going to make it on the layout. I wish it could have, but I couldn't figure out where to put it where it looked good to my eye. It was just like wherever it was just seemed like it was, you know, um, sticking out like a sore thumb. Like, so I don't end up using it, and I'm gonna keep moving it around this whole page. So I picked out all Heidi Swap stamps, and this is a globe, and that is from that stamp set here, which is pretty old. And these are acrylic stamps, so this distress ink is going to stamp not crisp at all. Like it beads up on the stamp, and so I'm trying various things. I'm going to try to do the pink in the Heidi Swap because I know that will work with it. That's archival ink. So I knew that would work, but it's just not the right pink. I wanted something more muted and that would kind of blend in like a tone on tone. And so I pull out my Versamark and then try to use the distressing. I was trying every trick in the book. Now I'm over to the side and I'm using my Tim Holtz sander to kind of go over the top of it a bit, but they're just not coming out crisp. But in the end, I decide I don't care. And I'm gonna do it anyways. So, I mean, I figure these are for me and my family to enjoy, and I mean, certainly no one is going to judge me on the uncrispness of my stamping. So I did it anyways. So this is another Heidi Swap one, and this says moment captured, and it has like a little arrow. It's a really cute stamp. So I put that there, and I'm using the Heidi Swap Mint for that ink. And what, let's see, what am I going to use now? Oh, I wanted to really use that like postage mark because it was like a picture mail, but I don't. Oh, wait, no, I'm not doing that yet. I'm sorry. Goodness sakes. Oh yeah, that is that stamp. That is the postage stamp. So I went to go look for like brown ink, and that's Hero Arts Cup of Joe. But oh no, you know, no. And I don't have the Heidi Swapp brown. I just never got it because I have a lot of brown inks, and so I am going to nix that idea with the postage stamp, and I'm going to use this one, which is says Pound Love, and for some reason that one comes out much better. That big set of stamps though is quite different than her small sets of stamps that were out. So I think that's why that one might have stamped a bit differently. So I am going to do one more stamping, I believe. Oh, I have a couple more. Never mind. I'm gonna stamp these butterflies up here in this aqua, circle, and I'm gonna do three of them, and I want one to kind of go off the edge, and so I'm just gonna grab a scrap piece of paper, slide it under there, stamp it, call it a day. And I like the way that looks up there. Add some interest without being too bright. And that's why I wanted these stamps to be tone on tone. Because if I just, put heavy embellishment in every circle, it would have looked, So now I'm going to use that, and that's Victorian Velvet, I'm sorry, Distress ink that I was using. And I just stamped Smile in there, and that actually came out better than the globe, so weird. So yeah, here I am with this dang button. I don't know. So yeah, I just put it away now because I'm like, I'm not going to keep moving it around. So now I am going to layer those pieces down there at the bottom. And sequin fell off, so I'm just going to replace that and just cut off the extras. And I thought about using one of these flares, and those are from Print Shop, but I don't end up doing it. And now I am going to work on my title. So these are some American Crafts remarks, and I'm going to use the pink ones to spell out her. And I really like these remarks packs because, oh, you get so many. So, and I like the various colors all in one package. I can just grab it and go to my desk. And then these are another one of my favorite thickers. I love these. These are Amy Tangerine Goodness, and they are in like a wood grain, and they are chipboard, but I love them. And then these are some letter stickers that I got from the Dollar Spot at Target. They come with a mint and a coral set, and I am using the mint set to spell out style. So, and those are, you have to be kind of careful. They're extremely sticky and very thin. So, you definitely have to be kind of careful with those ones. And then everything fell off my desk. So, that's what you just saw there happening at the right. So now I'm going to lay the title down. And I struggled a bit of where to put this. I mean, not like there's a lot of room to put this, but how to, should I have it, to the left, to the right, in the middle? But, you know, this worked for me, so I'm putting that down. And the Y ended up being extremely crooked, but I could not peel it back up, so I rolled with it. So, now I am going to do a bit of journaling, I believe. So I went to go look for a slick writer in like a coordinating color, but I didn't have one. Um, I have like classic color slick writers, like the primary colors, and then I have the Amy Tan ones, which I'm using one now. That's a gray one, but I didn't have any exact matches to these colors, so I just went with the gray. I didn't. The black would have just been really, harsh. So um, it just explains that, That was a picture taken in Vegas of Katrina. And then I don't have an exact date of this picture, but I do pick out just a roller date stamp, and I think it says, "Aren't you lovely?" So I stamped that down there with the mint. And then I pulled out my enamel dots again because it just looked kind of bare down there. And I'm using these Prima Heart enamel pieces. I put two of those down and then one of those gold stars again. And those are from Print Shop and they don't match. So, and so now I'm just going to do some quick close-ups of the layout. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Talk to you guys later.